Good evening, everybody. So good to see you guys tonight. Now I'm just going to wait for some more of you wonderful humans to join us for our big bouncy blow dries. It is a scorching hot day today, and so while driving here, my hair has dried out. But I hope everybody has had a good day today. And today, we are going to defy the normal in our LOHY Live. And we are going to show you guys how to do a big bouncy blowout. And how to diversify your styling routine, because we all know sometimes we just want to look a little bit different. So it's going to be a really great night. You're going to learn some great ways to diversify how you style your hair, and I really look forward to sharing with you ladies some really good tips and show you some epic accessories that my beautiful friend Lorna has created. And yeah, but we'll just wait a few more minutes. Make sure tonight, girls and guys, or whoever is listening in, that if you have any questions, the LOHY Live is still exactly the same. So make sure you drop your questions below. This one is not obviously super curl related, but it is showing you how to work with our range and gain some really great results. So I'll just give it another minute while I get my products of choice ready. Give me a wave as you guys join in tonight. I've got a lot of new people joining the group lately, and it feels really exciting to meet you all. Hi, Susanna. Lovely to have you join us tonight. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jonina. I am the founder of LOHY, which used to be called Yes Hair Australia. And this group is kind of like a good old chitty chat group where we can just share things about the range with you, share great tips, put in your selfies so that I can help you out if you're struggling, or someone else in the group will help you out. But for those of you who don't know how curly or non-curly my hair is, so I am like a 2B hair. Not very curly, more wavy. Total wavy. When I scrunch my hair, you can see I get a lot more curl, and how I style my hair makes it look curlier. And so tonight, just for something different and something that's super on trend at the moment, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have been seeing, is those big glamorous bouncy blow dries. Now, for those of us who have curly hair and use the LOHY range, you can achieve this for something different, because we all know that some days we're just a little bit tired of looking at the same old reflection, even though you should love and appreciate all that you are. Sometimes we just want it to look a little different. So my stylist tonight that I'm going to use is a mixture of pow and oomph. And reason being is I couldn't decide which one. So if you are a die-hard oomph person, good evening, ladies, as you join. If you're a die-hard oomph, then totally go with oomph. If you're a die-hard pow girl, then totally go with pow. Now, I've used about a 50-cent coin of each. Almost too much, but that's okay. Never too much, really. So I'm really heavily glazed on my hands. And I'm just going to start distributing through my hair. You want to have damp hair when you are getting ready to do a blowout. It doesn't have to be soaking wet. Your choice. If your hair is finer, then yes, have it soaking wet. If your hair is thicker like mine, then a little bit less soaking wet is better. Now, for those of you who have really fine and almost quite troublesome areas where you struggle to get volume, make sure you really focus exactly like you would have focused your product application when you are doing a curl set. Make sure you really focus in those key areas. So if you get a really flat root area, then make sure you put some product through your roots. If Schutzbar is your choice of product, you can totally use some Schutzbar in this tutorial. All of our stylers are flexy, so you can do. Hey Donna, hey Natalie. Okay, so I have applied my products. Now I'm just going to make sure they're really well brushed through. So our products of choice that I have used tonight is Power and Oomph. And all right, now I'm happily distributed. Okay, I want to introduce you to this Time Saver brush. Now, to give you an understanding of size reference, this Time Saver brush I've had, and I use it every single day that I work in the salon, so that's 2 days a week, is about 9, maybe 8 years old. Look at it. The end's worn off a tiny bit, probably because I've dropped it. But this is an 8-year-old brush. So it is, I think, $90. I'll put the links up later. But this brush is absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do first up is just start to get my hair a little bit dry before I start working with my brush. Now, the reason I do this is because it's tiresome working with the brush from sopping wet. So apply your products to wet hair. Reason being, why ladies, is because when you apply product to consistently wet hair, it applies evenly. A lot of times people maybe just chuck some product through their damp hair. Well, throughout the length of the hair as you're applying it, it is absorbing at different consistencies based upon how much water. So you'll get a lighter effect on the ends and a stronger effect on the roots because normally the roots are drier. So make sure when you apply your product, it's to wet hair. And then we're going to blast off and get the hair a little bit dry. Now, when you do this, always start working at your roots. Why? Because the roots are the hardest to get dry. The ends will dry because while I'm blowing the roots, look, the ends are getting blow dried. Now, just like we would work in our curl sets, we don't want to be blasting the hair down like this. We want to be pushing up and elevating our hair. And so I'm just lifting. You could use your flexi brush at this point if you knew that your hair was quite tangly. So, completely up to you, but you can see I'm literally just trying to get as much air in through my roots and start drying off that root area. Now, question for you all, who has actually done a blow dry in their hair with our products? Give me a red love heart if you are someone that has already used the LOHY range or the Yes Hair range to create a nice bouncy blow dry. In our salon, we use them all the time. And I think that's one of the greatest things is you've got one product range that can be diverse depending on how you're using them, how you feel like styling your hair. Okay, who has got any questions for me about, maybe you're new here, you've used some of our products, or you're sitting on the fence about the product range? I'd love to hear some questions from you wonderful people. Okay, so I'll keep my eye on the chat, but what I'm going to talk you through is where we're at now. Hey everyone, so many wonderful people joining. Okay, so I'm going to section my hair at kind of temple to temple. I don't want to work with too much hair at a time because it's just blinking hard. So we're coming through, and I'm going to split my hair in half down the middle, and I've got half my hair on one side and half on the other. And now we're going to come in with our big time saver brush. Actually, I'm coming in from the side here. Now, for those of you who want to know the details, oh, cracky, I've got the dryer on too hot. 1 heat and 3 fan, exactly like I would a curl set. And I'm literally just starting to get my hair dry. The reason you want to stretch the hair when you're doing this is you want to kind of stretch the new shape into it. And this brush, because of it being so jolly long and big, you can fit so much more hair on it. Now, Lorna has been so kind as to give us a code for tonight for all of you girls. If you're interested, it is LOHY10, so LOHY and the number 10. And that gives you 10% off anything you order. Now for me, this is something I don't really actually do. I just find it easier to set my hair curly. But for some of you, you want a different look, you want an option. Sometimes you just want to be able to brush your hair. Hi Debbie, welcome. So make sure if you're someone who's feeling a bit bored of wearing their hair curly and you want a really simple way of changing things up, then maybe this is something you could totally add to the repertoire. You don't have to be super skilled. We're not doing a round brush. The job of this brush is literally just to help me stretch out my hair. So for those of you with really quite curly hair, this set will take a little bit more patience. For me as a wavy, I'm kind of in the lucky situation because it's a bit easier. Now it's got a mixture of nylon and boar bristle on this brush. And you can just fit so much hair on this brush. It's amazing. So yeah, we're coming through and we're just stretching out the hair. You do not need to be a talented hairdresser to do this. If you really suck, all you got to do is put the hairbrush in, attach the hairdryer here, and drag down. Just like that. So in, hairdryer on, and drag it out. And you basically want to get it till it's that's nice and dry, but you can almost not get it perfectly dry, and you'll still achieve a great result. So now that I have dried the whole kind of like bottom half of my head in 2 sections because of this wonderful brush, and look at this, same soft results as what I would gain with curling my hair. And I used two 50-cent sizes of pow and oomph, okay? So I haven't gone shy on styling products. Now, if your hair, all the coarse, kind of drier haired curl friends, I would 100% recommend Cruise Control Underneath as your primer. I brought up the dodgiest hair clip. I've got a nicer one over here. One sec. Okay. See, it gets stuck in my hair. All right, here's my much better hair clip. So if you have drier hair, then I would definitely recommend using Cruise Control Underneath. What you'll find is it will prime and prep your hair and then put your styler over the top. Okay, so now we've got this kind of roughish section to do on both sides. Now, if you're a bit of a meticulous person, you can go through and section up that side so that you don't get it confused with the rest of your hair, and then you're just working on this side. Same thing we're going to do is just push the brush in and pull it out and attach the hairdryer as you do it. Sometimes it is really nice to be able to add some variation to our look. And so for those of you die-hard curlies who are like me and never wear their hair any other way, you will turn some heads at the school drop-off tomorrow morning if you do this, or the next time you decide you want to, trial something different. The goal is to stretch and dry and get kind of 95% of the moisture out of your hair. So you're just working through. If you're feeling fancy, you can twist it up. If you're not that coordinated, it doesn't matter. Obviously, that'll give it a bend, but we have an option for all of our uncoordinated, because the same philosophy that I like, which is curls made easy, this is blow dries made easy. Now, if your hand or your arm gets sore, you can just kind of get through here and just lift it up. My hair is so thick and so strong that sometimes I just go, oh, too much hair. So I've stretched it already, and now I can just go through and take the last of that moisture out. Okay, now I'm going to drop down this side. Grab my brush again. It's really good to become ambidextrous because you give one hand a break while you work on the other side. So for those of you who've just joined, welcome. I'm showing you guys how to do a bouncy blow dry with the LOHY products. So we are using a mixture of pow and oomph in my hair, and I've used about 50 cents of each mixed together in my hands and distributed. And I applied them on wet hair, and then I have started, first up I started by blasting off my hair first, and then I've come through and I'm just taking smaller sections with my Time Saver hairbrush. Size reference, this is how big it is. So you can fit so much more hair on the brush. And the goal at the moment is just to get our hair stretched and dry and ready for our final step. It's good to sometimes just keep touching your hair, check how dry it is, make sure you're not missing a section, especially if you've got thick hair like me. And if you're completely unco, all you need to do is grab the brush and drag through your hair. You don't need to do any twisty, wacko, smacko-y things. Okay, and now we're at our final section. So I've done 3 sections and split them in half, and now I'm just going to work through the top. Now, if you had quite a finicky fringe or a really strong curl pattern around your hairline, you can start at the fringe first while the hair is wet. That will give you the best amount of style capabilities, of smoothability, should I say. So just bring it in and place the nozzle quite close to the brush. You can have it directionally on the brush like so. I like to have it just blowing over. So coming through, and you can see my angle there, just blowing over. And I'm just stretching and dragging through. Now I'm swapping arms because I get sore arms. Hey Cheryl, welcome. Now, all right, give me some silly face emojis if you're someone that's ever used a Velcro roller in their hair. And then I'm going to tell you all an embarrassing story about me. And I think my sister's online and she will vouch for this. Anybody guilty of a Velcro roller phase? So my embarrassing story about Velcro rollers is involves a photographic memory of me wearing a blue Rockman's shirt, and I had clearly an enthusiasm for hairdressing, and I'd cut myself a fringe, and I don't know how old I was, possibly 14 or so, 14 or 15, maybe even 16, who knows, and cut myself a fringe. And I had obviously fluffy, frizzy hair because I'm a wavy. And so I stole my mum's Velcro roller and put it in my fringe and hairsprayed it. And there's this photo of me with my sisters and my brother with literally what looks like there should have still been a Velcro roller in, because it was so like that. I didn't brush it out. I had no clue. But tonight we're going to eradicate the ugly Velcro roller phase and show you how to get some volume. So you can see the volume is already here. But the ends are still a little bit fluffy, and this probably wouldn't hold very long because all I've done is puff it, like pull it out. And depending on your hair capacity would depend on kind of the capacity for how well your blow dry looks. So if you're not a great blow dryer, do not fret. Now we're about to start working with our secret little friend. And this will make it look like you've had a salon quality blow dry from the comfort of your home. So, cool thing about these rollers is they are bigger, because bigger is better, bigger than a standard Velcro. Your standard Velcro comes to about there. So you've got an extra like kind of 3 centimeters, and they're aluminium on the inside. So what you want to do before you apply these to your hair to create that nice big bouncy set is you want to warm them up. And then they literally act like a roller. So when you buy these, Lorna, these are Lorna's as well. So you can use the code LOHY10. When you purchase these online, you get these and a set of clips that help secure them into your hair. So I'm just going to brush my hair back, and I am just using my fingers to comb and prep my sections. So my roller is still warm because I warmed it up, and I'm just pulling it diagonally forward and catching the ends. Whoop. Now the best thing about Velcros is they hold the hair. Ta-da! And then I just slide in, if I can, slide in my sexy little clip. Okay? So, Duck Joe. I don't even know what that means, but anyway, Duck Joe. Duck. Do you mean that beam's up there? That's not super, it's okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this throughout my head. Now, this would be something you would do if you are going out for dinner. Just do this in the afternoon and totally rep your retro vibe. My beautician, she goes to bed at night with a Velcro roller in her hair because her friend, she's got really fine, flat, straight hair. That's what she does. But for me, this would just be something I would... Oh, Lisa, you can't see me put the roller in. Oh, honey, let me get down low. All right, so I've taken another section. Now my sections are the same size as the roller. Oh, I need to brush it first. Okay, so I've got that happening. Can you guys see Lisa? And then just wrap it down, and it's easier if you don't look in a mirror. It always is, right? So I've got 2 rollers through the top. Now, if you really know that your hair needed a little bit more smoothing, I've just placed my hand on the top to secure any flyaways. And by warming it up, you are helping set the temporary bonds of your hair. I think it's disulfide, but I could be wrong. So when you do this, you are helping create a more longer lasting volume. Now, some hairdressers, when you go to a salon and they do a nice, beautiful, big bouncy blowout, they will actually leave the hairbrushes in your head as they work. So this is exactly the same. You just don't need the skill, and you don't need heaps of hairbrushes. You just need a set of these 6 rollers. Incredible. So I've done 2 through the top, and now I'm going to do 2. I've just split my hair in half through the back here. And I'm going to do 1 kind of diagonally here, and then 1 at the back. Okay, so I won't do that. I'll just put my hair here. I need to warm up my next roller. All right, hey Tammy, hi Jenny. So warm up your roller first. Now Jenny, this would be perfect for your hair. Busy mum, lots of little kids. You can chuck these in during the day, and even if you get to this point and you have to leave doing your hair, it's okay. Nothing's ruined. Kind of when you leave a curl set halfway through, it's not so good because your hair starts to dry out. So if you leave your hair midway through this process, nothing is lost. Okay, and then I'm just over directing up. For those of you who can't see the whole screen, I'm ducking down low. And rolling. Placing in. Like, I mean, who doesn't want to walk around the house looking this good? Okay? I'm sensing that you all want to walk around the house looking like this. Now, this is something so great. Like, you could do, a lot of times people will use a hair straightener on their hair, right? They will curl their hair one day and then it goes flat on some of the spots or it gets frizzy. And so they add more heat to their hair and damage their hair. All you're using when you do this, oops, I need my hairbrush. All you're doing when you do this is applying a warm Velcro roller. No hot tools. You are not drying out your hair. And you're just, oh, I dropped some hair, that's all right. You can stay up. You're allowing the heat of the roller to act as your setting friend. So I'm just going to hit these with some hair. Marie, will the rollers work with very long hair? Yes, they will. And the hardest thing is you just have to be able to wrap it. So if you're doing it on your own hair, you're going to have to like make sure that your arms can actually like have a little test, I would say, Marie Claire, and see if you can actually at the end of the length of your hair, if you can start to wrap it. Otherwise you might need to holler a friend over, a neighbor. Anthony, how you doing? Definitely starting to get requests in the salon for Velcro roller sets again. Anthony, you should definitely reach out to Lorna. These rollers are game changers. We sell so many little individual ones for people that get a fringe. Yeah, like 6 rollers, people. That's all you need. Warm up my next one. And yes, I really love it when classic techniques do come back in fashion. Dead straight hair just does not suit me. But big bouncy. Are there thinner ones for shorter hair? Oh my gosh. Of course there are. So I should have showed you these at the start. These are the smaller ones. You can get them in mixed bundles or just in individuals. So I just prefer these ones. These are also great for fringies or, as you've said, Lisa, shorter hair. So yes, there are smaller, thinner ones for shorter hair. But, you know, the world's getting quite expensive lately. So if you cannot afford your weekly bouncy blow dries, treat yourself and buy yourself a set of beautiful Velcro rollers and use products that you've already probably got in your cupboard, and you can get the exact results that you want. And you just kind of tuck the ends. Just keep patting them up. Patting, patting, patting. And drag. Yep. Actually, I just need to not look in the mirror. But, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of going into a Stepford wife moment, or I'm like a judge, you know, in the old world time. I have, oh, awesome. These ones are the originals, Anthony. The other people copied her. So if you see another brand come online, these are the OGs. So go OG, all right? So just warming them up first, everyone. Hi, Simone. Welcome tonight. And then I am... Oh, I need to brush it. This will always happen at the bottom of your hair because it's often the shortest bit. You can try and wrap it, or you can let it go and worry less. Okay, so what I've done here, I'm just going to go and warm up these last little rollers I've put in, is I have, first up with my wet hair, I went through and applied a mixture of pow and all, and then I just blow dried that in using this wonderful Time Saver brush. Now this isn't my own brush, this is a lovely lady called Lorna Evans, and she's given us a 10% off code for her shop tonight. But I just want to show you guys how versatile the LOHY products are, and show you a really cool hair trend that is so on trend at the moment. The trend is called fluffy hair. So now I'm going to let that sit for a bit. Now, if you're a hairspray lover, this is your point to grab your hairspray and spritz over the top. And you kind of just want to let that sit and dry in. Ideally, you could leave these in probably at least up to like minimum like 5 minutes. Maximum like unending. I've had a client that's gone home in these things and slept. Now, I don't know if I could quite sleep in this size of roller. I think I could possibly sleep in the smaller one. Anthony, tip is, if you have those flyaways at the bottom, spray a tiny amount of flexible hairspray at the bottom of your hair when you brush it before rolling. Ah, good tip. So there's two varying sizes. They are, I think, like 30% longer than a standard. I could be totally wrong. They're longer than a standard Velcro roller, and they're aluminium on the inside. So they kind of act like you're doing a brushy blowout in a salon, but without any skill. No skill. Amazing. These are great to pack away for a weekend. I have a client who just takes them with her when she goes away, and she has a bit of a soft kind of shaggy fringe, and this is just perfect, and then her curls just dry all around it. So you can try multiple different things with these rollers. I'm just going to put some cold air on them now. So I'm turning all of my heat off, and I'm just going to start to cool down the rollers. The reason you want to let them cool before you take them out is you want to let the temporary bonds of the hair fully set. Kind of like visualize ironing your linen shirt. You need heat to iron it, to set the bonds, to you know, flatten it out. And then when it's cooled, it will hold its shape. So exactly the same with your hair. People also say, you know, don't brush out your GHD curls until you know, it's fully dry, exactly the same. So I'm just going through here and cooling down, cooling myself down. It's so hot today. All right. Now, who is ready for the great reveal of the rollers? All right, so pull out your clip first and then put one finger in either side and check out the volume. Oh, where's this one here? Fluffy hair, eat your heart out. Now, if you're someone who really likes the softness and playability, then you can just grab your flexi brush and just give that a really nice brush through. Bridget, hey Joe, how often can you do this before it affects your curl pattern? Look, for me, this would just be something I do maybe like girls' night or something like that. For me, I really love my curls. I love how it looks. I love the vibe I get with my curly hair. It's my thing. But I know that there's a lot of you who don't, when you're starting your curl journey, you're not fully ready to embrace curls after curls after curls. So this is a great way. I'm just showing you that you can use the LOHY range and style it in multiple ways that will suit 2B hair like me. And if you're styling it with a hairdryer and rollers, it's not like it's discouraging your curls, but it's not damaging your hair. Unless you're starting to use like hot tongs and straightening irons. They're what's going to really start to damage and take away from your curl and the health of your hair. So if you're just doing this, it will obviously not be encouraging curl, but it isn't neglecting or putting damage through your hair. And so you can see like hectic amounts. Oh, my stomach's grumbling, even though I ate dinner before I came. Oh, I put too much of that blinking hairspray in my hair. Anyway, next time I won't do that much hairspray. Watch this. And I take this top one out. I just got to brush this hairspray in because I use too much. I'm such a hairdresser. But what you can see, guys, is a really soft, I feel reassured now, thanks. Oh, perfect. Do you recommend the flexi brush for drying brushing before washing? Yes. Good question, Sarah. I love this. Now, if you're someone who, I'm going to get into that question in a moment. I'm just going to finish my train of thought here. If you're someone who likes that whole curtain bang vibe, then at this point, you would just want to, which my girlfriend Kylie's on here, and she just got some sexy curtain bangs this week. This is exactly the way you want to style your hair. And they do this funny thing, but it really works. And it's like you're trying to separate pages of paper. Okay, so yes, Jen Addison, eat your heart out. Oh, okay, that's my husband's hall pass. Okay, if you are brushing your hair before you hit the shower, yes, it is good to use your flexi brush. Reason being, and I talked about this with somebody today, is when your hair is dry, it is at its strongest. So if you know that your hair is super, super dry and kind of dreadlocking, and you know that you really need to detangle your hair, do it before you hit the shower. When your hair is wet, it is likely to cause internal fractures inside the cortex of your hair. So make sure that you detangle your hair when it's dry, and you won't cause internal damage or breakage to your hair. That's why people say don't tie your hair up when it's wet, because you can stretch the hair past its elasticity, causing breakage. Oh, I really put too much hairspray in. Anyway, I quite like it in the middle, but you can find your own way. And then tomorrow, if I wanted a little bit more freshness, all I need to do is probably just put through a few more of those rollers, warm them up, and there is my styled big fluffy bouncy hair using Power and Oomph as my stylus, and I used a really good size amount of that, like 50 cents of both. So my palms were full of product, distributed that through, blow dried it in using the wonderful big time saver brush, and then I used, to set and kind of create the hold, I used our aluminium Velcro rollers. Now I'll put the link up later in the group so that you guys can access Lorna's website, but you can search Lorna Evans and these will come up. And yeah, I hope this has been like a different kind of curl education. This is a healthier way to look after your hair, but create another style and use the same products that you would use when you set your curls, that you would to get a bouncy blow dry and get that nice, big, sexy, fluffy hair. So all of you, please head, oh, thanks Ronnie, he's putting it all in there now. Head online, have a little play, realize kind of what you can create with your wonderful hair. Now for people who have straight hair, if they want to do this, they have to work so much harder. They have to use a hot tong to set curl. We already have texture in our hair, so all we have to do is work with it, give it a little stretch and set it in a smoother shape. So we are like so much more blessed than somebody with straight hair. This doesn't happen easily for someone with straight hair, and the moment a bit of humidity comes, their hair will go straight down. So this is a really achievable, fresh, fun look. Make sure you give it a go. Get the rollers out. Not like, 14-year-old Jonina. And don't cut yourself a fringe and do something weird. But do grab the rollers. Give yourself a lovely, big, bouncy blow dry. And you will not regret it. You will feel like you've been in a salon. And you will be turning heads wherever you go. And then the next morning when you need to revive it, all you need to do is warm up your roller and put it back in the exact same way that you put it in just before. Just like so. Wrap, wrap, wrap. And let it sit there while you do your makeup or have your cup of tea. So give them a go, guys, and see how versatile those styling products are that you already have in your bathroom cupboard, and how you can get such a beautiful, fluffy, bouncy blow dry. Thanks for watching, and feel free to put any comments in this chat as we go, and I will do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. See you guys.